Hello, I am JD Williams, and thank you for joining me in Lessons in Data Science, where I will teach you ways that data science can benefit you in your professional career and in your personal life. The lessons I will share come from my PhD studies in statistics and 20 years of real-world experience in multiple Fortune 500 companies leading data science and analytics efforts. In a previous video, I showed an example of how the recent breakthroughs in generative AI are breaking down language barriers like never before. Today, I'd like to go a little deeper and explain in plain and simple terms how this video translation works. And don't worry, I won't use any formulas or equations. In a previous video, I shared a short video clip that I created of me speaking in Spanish, which is the video on the left. Then using generative AI, I translated the Spanish video into English. If you did not see this video, I encourage you to check it out on my YouTube channel. So how can we convert this video from Spanish to English? It's done in two steps. Step one is to translate the Spanish audio file into an English audio file. And then step two is to generate video matching the original video, but now with English audio. And I will go through each of these steps in a little more detail. The first step is to translate the audio. We begin with the Spanish audio file, and we use natural language processing, or NLP, to convert the Spanish audio file into a Spanish text file. And then we use a large language model to convert the Spanish text to English text. And then we reverse again and use natural language processing to convert the English text back into an English audio file. So how that looked in this video is, first of all, the Spanish audio file was taken, and then using natural language processing was converted into a Spanish text file. Gracias por la oportunidad de hablar con ustedes en español, etc. And then that Spanish text file was converted into an English text file using a large language model. And then again, natural language processing was used to take this English text and convert it into an English audio file. Now, large language models are deep neural networks trained on large volumes of text to predict the next word in a sentence using the previous words. For example, if I gave you this input, the cat sat on the, you would probably guess the next word to be mat. The large language models operate in a similar manner. If I gave you the phrase, don't beat around the, you'd probably know it as bush, or long time no see, or it's raining cats and dogs, for example. These large language models are trained on learning the next word in a sequence. Now, how much text data is used to train these large language models? GPT-3 was trained on approximately 500 billion words from the internet and from books. The free version of ChatGPT that we can all use on the internet is based on GPT-3. Now, what does GPT stand for? It stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. Generative, because it can generate the next word in a sequence. Pre-trained, because it was pre-trained on large volumes of text from books and the internet. Transformer, because that's the name of the underlying deep neural network, which uses a kind of transformer architecture in the background. Now, how can these large language models produce paragraphs instead of just a single word? I'll use an example from Neil Armstrong when he landed on the moon. If we begin with the phrase, that's one small step for, the large language model might predict man. Now we take that word man and put it back into the input. That's one small step for man. One giant leap for mankind. So we continuously put the output back into the input to produce the next word. Now let's talk about step two, which is the video creation. We begin with the original video, and then we break out the individual frames of that video and combine that with the translated audio file and use generative AI to predict what the next frame would be. And we continually iterate, predicting the next frame until we have the generated video. For example, we take the original video file of me speaking in Spanish and then break it out into its individual frames, combine that to the translated audio file into English, and using generative AI, predict the next frames, and continually iterate until we get a video of me speaking in English. Now, these concepts that I explained are very high level. However, if you are interested in learning a little bit more deeply about what happens in these transformer architectures or in deep learning in general, I encourage you to check out this free online MIT course on deep learning by Alexander Amini. These are excellent courses which I'd recommend to anyone. If you like this video, please share this video and subscribe to this channel, Lessons in Data Science. We'll see you next time.